enjoy. Of course, they have a very beautiful scenery, the lake view, as well as a swimming pool for those of you who enjoy swimming, but also other services like conference centers where you can put your parties and engagement parties, weddings, name it, birthdays, anything you want to celebrate. They do have a very beautiful venue. As you can see on the screens, they also have accommodation, very beautiful beds and rooms that you can make use of in case you want to go on a holiday or a vacation with your friends and family. It is Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. The numbers on your screen are for you to call them and reserve for yourself a place and tell them exactly what you expect, and they will deliver because you are their lovely customer and they enjoy serving you to the maximum. They also have a gym for those of you who want to maintain your body shapes and also keep fit. For those of you who enjoy golf, the rich people, of course, you can go down there and start to play some golf with the crew that you find there. That is Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. My name is Nowamani, and you are welcome to Issues at Hand. This morning, we do look at a number of issues, including economics, but also not forgetting politics, educational issues, inspirational issues, and also socio-economic issues, and of course, issues that develop our country and also our community as Ugandans, but also as people in Kampala city. Today, it is a Friday, and usually we have Uganda Police Force, and they come here to tell us about security, about how to protect ourselves when we are out there, but also how to help them maintain law and order and also keep sanity around the country, but also around the city. In there, we have traffic police, forensics, we have counterterrorism, VVIP police, and very many other police directorates. But today we are focusing on the children, and we are looking at the mandate of police to protect the children's rights. We're going to look at a number of rights that children are entitled to. Some will shock you because did you know that children have a right to information gotten from broadcast services, for example, internet and social media, but also not forgetting television and radio. They are allowed, they have a right to access that information. But today we are looking at the protection of those rights. And in studio with me is Assistant Superintendent of Police, Asiimwe Muteera, Community Liaison Officer, Kawempe Division. You're very welcome to studio this morning.
Thank you, Madam Wamani. Good morning, viewers. As she has introduced me, I am Assistant Superintendent of Police, Muteera Asiimwe, Divisional Community Liaison Officer, Kawempe. Okay. And I'm glad to be part of the many voices who have passed here to share knowledge, information with Ugandans, especially in regard to law and enforcement. And as you have brought it out, we are here this morning to share or discuss the rights and protection of children. And we can only do that once we know who the children are. In the Ugandan context, a child is any person who is below the age of 18. And once that person is below the age of 18, in the Ugandan context, we presume that person to be a minor. In other words, they need protection. They need to be protected. So therefore, anything which hinders their well-being is punishable by the law. So those children, they have rights like any other Ugandan. And most of these rights, they are similar rights like any other person can do what? Is entitled or privileged to. They have a right to food, and they should be fed. They have a right to shelter, decent shelter. They have a right to health. In other words, it is a right of every Ugandan to ensure that the children have that medication. They live. They have a right to information. like you have clearly stated, as well as right to non-discrimination. You shouldn't discriminate any child irrespective of their race, origin, color, religion, or in any form of like maybe these are disabled, so they should not be discriminated because they are children and maybe because they have that background, and they are supposed to be protected from any form of abuse. That's why as a country we have stringent laws against child abuse, any form of abuse, sexual abuse, exploitation economically. You know, people want to use children because, like we have told you, we believe that any person who is below the age of 18 is still a child. In other words, they are still young, they cannot make decisions. So once you employ that child, automatically they don't have that bargaining power that they can decide on how much to be paid. So any person who employs a child below the age of 18, they have abused their rights because we believe that they have exploited them. Even when the amount of money the adults are earning is similar to what the child is earning, but the law does not permit children below the age of 18 to be engaged in any form of economic activity. They have rights to clothing. They have a right to free environment, free from any form of disturbances. But also, they have a right to education. That's why you have seen a government always taking up parents who do not take their children to school, because we believe that education is also a right. No child deserves to be at home or to be isolated in the mainstream of education. So it is also their right. They also have a right to love, to be loved, as in every child requires that love. It can be parental love, it can be community love. In other words, children should not be ignored or isolated when it comes to showing them that that form of parenting, that form of attachment, because it is the environment that the children grow in that determines or shapes their future. Also, they have rights to privacy. Being children does not mean that they don't have private life. So most of these rights, they are similar to those of adults. Yep. So they are not in isolation. So every right for a human being, for an adult, me and you, is the same right that a child benefits. However, they have those which supersede the adult rights, like that one of education, like that one of shelter. When you are an adult, nobody cares where you sleep. But once somebody is still a child, it is a responsibility of everyone to ensure that that child enjoys a quite good environment, right to shelter. So those are some of those rights that our children, your children, that they should benefit, that they are entitled to. They are entitlements they must have. By all means, at all costs, the children should really enjoy by the fact that they are children. And in that context, any person who contravenes or who does not do what is expected to be done, or who violates any of those rights, they are punishable under our Ugandan laws. And The laws of the country are very clear on any violators, and we very well stipulated punishments for any lawbreakers in respect to the violation of children.
Thank you so much. Well, let's start from the children. The fact that children cannot fight for these rights.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
And for example, the right to privacy.
Yes.
We've seen parents who want to know everything that their children are doing. They want to go into their rooms, they want to search them and stuff like that.
Yes.
How are we making sure as stakeholders that we implement the fact that these children have these rights? Because for them as children, they cannot fight for them.
Yes. Right to privacy does not necessarily mean that you ignore this child. They have their room, maybe they have their television, they have a right to put on any channel they feel like watching. No. Since these children are minors, we believe that their minds have not yet developed, and therefore they need that parenting to guide them that this is right, this is wrong. That therefore implies that some of the right to privacy, as a parent, you also have to step in to see that, yes, whereas this child does have privacy, but what are they doing in the private? That's why even as adults.
This is Church of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives. This is Church of Uganda Family TV, enriching lives.
Do you know that you can now enjoy great enriching shows anywhere through the Family TV app? Here is how to download it. Open Play Store on your phone. Search for the Family TV app. Click Install. After installing it, open it and enjoy enriching content anywhere, everywhere, anytime. Family TV, enriching lives.
Hello, my name is Justin. You're welcome to the Gospel Vibe with Sam and Rita. Enjoy gospel music. Bless you.
What's up, people? My name is Lena Price from Chigom Charging, aka Super Chaisu, aka the Gansalian, but I'm always watching the Gospel Vibes. Tojivanga kone wemba siriwo bera ku Gospel Vibes okuva sawa mukaga buli lwa mukaga paka sawa munana. Peace.
When people die, they are good. A dead body is always good. He has done us good. We cannot replace him. There's no one who is repressible. There's no one. But what can help you? It is to leave a good legacy that people will remember you.
Sometimes I share with my students a small story of an animal which normally is regarded to be the wisest, the hare. Once in a meeting of animals chaired by the lion, which was the king of the animals, he said that all those who are in the meeting and are not married should go out. This is for the marrieds. And then the hare put up a hand. I have a question, Mr. Chairman. Yes. What is it? He said, what about some of us who sleep like married people? Should we also go?
And may I say to those of you who are not yet married, determine what kind of family you want to raise. Because the family that you raise, the children that you get, you will either sink them or you will raise them up to be good citizens and good people in the church.
If you read Proverbs 16:1, they tell you that the plans of the heart belong to man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord.
Because we all need love. As long as we are humans, we need love. Now he says yes, but I'm praying that you will experience the greater love.
Greetings to you all and praise the Lord. This is Amos Magezi, by the grace of God, the first bishop of the Diocese of Northwest Ankole, with our headquarters in Ibanda. As a young diocese that has existed for 5 years, we are soon celebrating the 6th anniversary. We are trying hard to make sure that under socio-economic and community engagement focus, we are trying to broaden the economic base of the diocese. We are embarking on a commercial building located in Ibanda town on the high street. And so we are organizing a fundraising to raise money towards this cause. It's a 4-story structure with a basement for parking. But we are so far casting the column bases, all column bases for the same structure, and very soon we will be able to do the oversight concrete, and then we do the basement for parking, and then we go for the ground floor. We are organizing a fundraising drive beginning with a diocese locally on the ground on the 1st of October 2023, when we'll be celebrating 6 years. We've also organized another fundraising on 22nd of October 2023, which is going to be in Kampala. So we are appealing to all Ugandans, even non-Ugandans, but they are friends of development, to contribute generously towards this cause. We are requesting you to contribute generously so that we are able to have this project worked on. And once it is done, then we'll be able to handle most of the socio-economic and community engagement needs, including education, including health, including household income, but also proper management of environment, because all those are objectives which we are embarking on under socio-economic and community engagement. Please give generously for God's glory, and then the work of God will be done. Thank you.
Family TV, enriching lives.
Do you know that you can now enjoy great enriching shows anywhere through the Family TV app? Here is how to download it. Open Play Store on your phone. Search for the Family TV app.
Family TV, enriching lives. Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
Issues at hand, powered by
Protea Hotel by Marriott Entebbe. Comfort and luxury at its best.
You're welcome back to Issues at Hand. You are still watching Church of Uganda Family TV, and we are live and present on our social media platforms at Church of Uganda Family TV, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, but we're also live currently on YouTube, where you can go and put in your comments and engage with us about the topic, the mandate of course, protecting children's rights. We apologize for the way we went off earlier. It was a signal issue that has been sorted, and we are back with the ASP, Asiimwe Muteera, Division Community Liaison Officer, Kawempe Division, and he's taking us through the discussion of protecting children's rights. ASP Asiimwe, we're still discussing the fact that children can't fight for these rights, you understand, and some of them, the parents are over in their business, and you're still giving us a point about
yes. that. I was informing our viewers that whereas children have a right to privacy, it is also a responsibility of the parent or guardian to ensure that the privacy of this child does not in one way or the other antagonize or have any negative impact on them. Most times, like I have told you, that children have a right to information, but as a parent, you have a right to dictate on which channels your child should tune in, maybe be radio or TV, because there are certain channels which have the content for adults, and there are those that have content for children. So you as a parent, it is your responsibility that yes, this child has right information, but which information are they consuming? That's why parents are ought to be so careful when it comes to privacy of children. You have to find out when this child is always in their room locked up, what are they doing? Some of the parents, because now we are in an era of digital, children have phones, children have these tabs, but they know how to search, to look for some of the contents that are beyond their containment. So that right to privacy in one way or the other has some terms and conditions. It is not all that open, that yes, they have their right to privacy, let them do this, let them do this. So as stakeholders, we ought to regulate the privacy of children, because too much privacy may end up consuming negatively this child.
Thank you so much. And these children's rights, we also have people like people without families, children without families.
Yes.
Some of them, you find them on the streets.
Yes.
And they are unable to get some basic needs. How, as police, how do you usually handle the issues of the fact that some of these children don't have basic needs?
Well, in one way or the other, every person has a family. While we are studying, we learned that there is nuclear and extended families.
Yes.
Nuclear is parent, mother, father, and the children. However, when we have extended families, it can stretch to grandparents, uncles, aunties, and so forth and so on. Therefore, this person or this child who has no nuclear family, at least they have an extended families. It's only that maybe somehow, somewhere, due to financial constraints, we are no longer into extended families. I can no longer take on the responsibilities of my relatives, or my relatives cannot take up my responsibilities because they have a financial bearing. However, even those who don't have any form of family connection, that's why you have these civil society organizations. Maybe I didn't highlight who are the stakeholders in protecting the rights of children, whom I believe that every person is a stakeholder in upholding the rights of children. These stakeholders are the parents, whether the close or distant parents. We have the government. When we say government means and includes all state apparatuses, be security, be local government, be what. All that is government. Then we have the community, that neighborhood of viewers. It has a role to play in upholding the rights of children. We have religious leaders or religion. Religion has a bearing. That's why while we are growing up, even now, you find we have a Sunday school for the children. Why? To teach them the principles of life in a godly manner. That's why we separate the children from the adult stream. We also have culture institutions. They have a role to play. By the nature that we are Africans, we have cultural lines or cultural backgrounds. Somebody is identified from the culture they alienate from. That means if I am not taken through about my culture, somehow, somewhere, I may end up going astray, because certain cultures have certain values. Then we have civil society organizations. We have NGOs, we have those. So that component of civil society organizations, they have helped us, especially as a country, to ensure that these children whom the society or the public believes that they don't have any family attachment, that's where they are taken up. I know you have had many babies' homes. Yeah. These children we pick on streets. These people, even parents who decide to abandon them in hospitals. These children, parents decide to dump them in dustbins and pit latrines. These society organizations, civil society organizations, those NGOs are helping in partnership with the government to take up those children and give them that belonging. So that's where such children, whom we believe that really we cannot identify their origin, that's how they are taken up. And we have had even foster parents, people who adopt children whom they don't know, and they give them a belonging. And you find this child grows in a certain family, and they believe that is their family. They always learn after, when they have matured, that yes, whereas you are here, we picked you from here and here, but we decided to take you up on. So those civil society organizations, those NGOs, they have helped the government in ensuring that the safety of children who have no belonging find a belonging, so that they can live happy like any other child in their families.
Thank you. Let's talk about violence or protection from violence. Governments must protect their children from violence, abuse, and being neglected by anyone who looks after them. And I believe, of course, some state entities like the police, this is where you come in. What do you have to say about the rampant violence that we are seeing, especially in Uganda, that children are facing?
Well, like I have stated, as a country we have governing laws which are aimed at protecting the right of children. And those laws have stipulated punishments for any person who violates the rights of children. And violators are very many. Every stakeholder is a violator. The parents violate, the communities violate, any person. We have even seen people who come up like foster parents. Somehow, somewhere, we have had reports that they have also turned up to violate the rights of children. So the laws are there. Any person, once there is reasonable doubt, it is proved beyond reasonable doubt that this person violated the rights of this child, they are taken up to the courts of law and they are punished. And I know if we go into the details, we follow up people who have violated the rights of children. They have been taken up and they have been punished. And violence is wild. It is wide. It covers maybe torture. Maybe they are denied right to education. So any denial of the rights we earlier mentioned is amounts to violation of their rights. If you are economically exploiting this child, you have violated their rights. If this child is not given medical care, you have violated their rights. If this child maybe somehow, somewhere, they are not given a conducive environment, you have violated their rights. So, once it has been proved that you have violated the above rights, the law takes you up and you are penalized for that. So, the law is not discriminate, that it protects this one against this one. No, every person, every stakeholder who in their line of duty was meant to uphold the rights of these children and did not do so is penalized as per the laws of the country.
So under child protection, of course, we can look at teenage pregnancies that have become a problem in our society. And my question would be, we are seeing the Uganda police failing to implement punishments for perpetrators, people who rape these girls, people who impregnate these girls, yet they are still under the age of 18. Instead, because we're seeing like some issues in Kasese where the police said, no, you go and solve it between the two families, the family of the person who defiled and the family of the girl child. What do you have to say about the fact that we are not putting enough effort to end teenage pregnancy?
I want to correct you.
Okay.
That it is not the police which punishes. No, we don't have that authority or that mandate to give punishment to law breakers, whether children or any aspect of life, as long as there is any form of disobedience with the law. The role of the police is to gather evidence pertaining any form of violence against children, forward the matter to the state attorneys, that matter be taken to court for prosecution. I think we can be faulted as investigators, maybe if we do not carry out due diligence to gather evidence to prosecute offenders, that maybe we can be blamed that cases do not secure convictions, or these due to want of prosecution. I think that's where we can be faulted. However, I want to let our viewers know that in most cases, people who are supposed to protect the rights of children somehow, somewhere are compromised, especially when there is a violation of children's rights. Okay. I want to give an example of a paternal or maternal uncle who has defiled or raped. But anyway, a child cannot be raped. Rape refers to any sexual intercourse with an adult who has not consented. Okay. So children cannot be raped. They can be defiled. So a close parent or a close relative has defiled this child. And you know that shame that they have caused to the family. So now you will find that now, if this uncle is taken in the courts of law, everybody will understand that this child was defiled by their uncle. The whole family is put to shame. Now, when this person is taken to court and they are convicted and they are sent to prison, maybe for any form of the punishment they are given, be 5, 10 or 30 years. This family of the uncle who defiled the child will be at loggerheads with the family of the girl, of the victim. So families which were together because this one violated the rights of the child, now they are enemies. This one we see this family caused for all the suffering we are going through because our parent or our uncle was sent to jail. So that's why some of those violators somehow, somewhere are protected or they are covered to ensure that maybe that form of shame, family disunity, maybe hatred does not escalate. So they try to cover it up. Now, when there is that form of protection on the perpetrators, automatically prosecution will find it very hard. That's why victims are hidden. You hear that so and so defiled this child, or they have been torturing them, like a parent who is torturing the child. Now this is the person who is the caretaker. You may not get to find any other parents. That's why somehow, somewhere, there is always that sympathy. That now, this is the mother, has maybe 5 children. He's the sole breadwinner. He's the father, he's the mother, he's the aunt, he's everything. But she has been torturing this child, maybe in form of corporal punishments. So once you put this mother to prison, she has left behind the 5 children. These 5 children, they are subjected to more suffering than what? So that's why somehow, somewhere, I think enforcement is a bit tricky. you find somebody who has the right to protect this child is the one violating, and the consequences of implementation, of enforcement, breed dire consequences to the victim herself or himself and to the rest of the beneficiaries. So that's why there is always that compromise. The mother is the one who has violated the rights, but at the same time, she's the caretaker. She's everything. Once you put her off, and somehow, somewhere, whereas even these civil society organizations are helping us to give these children belonging, especially those whose rights are violated, they do not help. They don't have the capacity to take up every person. So they have that limitation. They have that financial constraints. In one way or the other, and I think you have been following, that's why these violators, when they reach court, they cry and they seek pardon. So they are given even lighter sentences, so that they come out. He said, I am the mother of the 5 children. What I did, I admit and seek for pardon. So they are given a what? A lighter sentence. So that they go back and take care of these very children. So I think that's where you think that maybe as law enforcement, we have not given those punitive, those harsh punishments to law breakers, especially in violation of rights of children. But we are doing, all stakeholders, we are doing our part, and the other stakeholders also doing their part. Okay. But those reservations, I think, are somewhere sabotaging proper enforcement.
Thank you so much. Because of time, we are going to end here, but of course we shall have ASP Muteera sometime next month again to have a proper show and of course look at the violation of children's rights in detail. But for now, we are going to end here because of time. We thank you so much for being a very beautiful audience. Thank you for those who have been commenting and sharing our content on social media platforms. If you didn't know the social media platforms, it's at Church of Uganda Family TV, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course YouTube, where we live stream and post these subsequent videos so that you can go and watch at your convenience. My name is Carol, and this has been Issues at Hand. We will be here next week. Till then, see you. God bless you. Have a good morning.
The views expressed on this show are not necessarily those of this television or its management, but as of individuals as we hear them.